Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'll be going over how to make a clock like this one in Oaklands. And this is I'll be going over how to just use the daylight sensor. That's a new part in the logic update, and by the way, this is a logic update, so I'm going to make a lot of stuff with it. I'll be going over how to just make the 24-hour display. The minutes one is a bit more finicky, but I'll get over on how to do it. But let's just go over what we need. By the way, this is like the thing. If you can figure it out how it works, good luck. But like, let's just go and get all the parts first. Let's see what parts we need. So by the way, the logic shop is, you go from the depot or whatever you call it. You go up here, you take the right from the drawbridge, before the drawbridge, and you want to go all the way up to the top there. And then you have the shop, or what do you call it, Allen's Auto, and then logistics here. So this is where you just buy the stuff. I'll just go over how to make it and what you need at my plot. Oh, there's a lightning tree here. I came back after doing something. Let me just chop it. So for this clock design, this is what you're gonna need. I'll tell you everything here. You're gonna need 4 calculators, 2 number interfaces, 2 relays, 2 NOT gates, 2 segment displays. I'm using the 14 segment ones because they look cooler. I don't know why I didn't use it for this one, but I will after this. And what was it? You need 1 daylight sensor finally. Yeah, so you need 4 calculators, 2 greater than gates. 2 greater than gates, 2 relays, 2 number interfaces, 1 daylight sensor, 2 NOT gates, and 2 of these interfaces. It can be 7 segment or the 14 segment ones. That doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's good. Let's get to this. I already have them laid out so that it's like easier for me to explain. So let us begin. So you want to take the input from this, output from this. You want to go to that. You want to make this go through this again. You also want to make this go to this one here. Then you want to make sure that these are set to 10. This is set to 9. You're going to take this. You're going to place it through this relay. You're going to place it through both relays. Then you want to put the 9 to this one here, to the greater thans. Want to both of them. So then you want to put this daylight sensor through this one, this greater than one, and then you want to take the output of that and put it to the right of this relay, like that. Then you want to take the output of the relay and then put it back through this -1 here, and that should get you the first digit for the first 10 off. Then you want to do the same thing again on this side. So you want to put the output of this, wanted to make it go through this one. Then you want to take the output of this, make it go to the second relay from the greater than. Then you want this to turn, to -10 again from this one, from the first digit, and this will also remove the second digit from that. Then you want to put the daylight sensor thing again into another minus, as well as the output from the second calculator to this one. And then you want to take this output, put it through a division calculator, and then put 10 all the way here. It'll divide it by 10. Now it gives an output of 1. So now, to put it on displays, you want to make sure that you have 2 NOT gates and 2 displays. If you just cut the wires, you want to make sure that you have these 2 NOT gates. You want to make sure the output is attached to the bottom parts like that. And then you want to connect the division one for the second digit, like this, to the top and the bottom. It'll show whatever the time is on that. And then you want to take the output from this one to the first digit. So here and here. And that is it. That's like, I just rewired it very fast, and it will show whatever it's shown here. So right now it's at 20, so it will show 20. If it's at 21, it should go to 21. Okay. So let me I'll just explain everything after, like, when we go through it. Basically, for the daylight sensor, what it does is that it'll give an output depending on the time of day. Here it's giving a power of 7 because it is 7 p.m. right now in the daytime. So it's giving an output of 7. This is a calculator and it has 5 different modes. This is the addition mode, subtraction mode, multiplication mode, division mode, and exponential, which means to the power. So that you don't need to use it at all. We're going to set this to minus. And the way it works is that the left is the first input and the right is the second input. So when it is minus, it will minus the first input with the second. So first minus second. That's how it works. We're going to set that for 3 of these. And then we'll set the last one to division. Again, this one is same thing. So left is the first input. So right is the second input. So first divided by the second. That's how the calculator works. Then we'll have the greater than gates. The way greater than gates works is that it will let through the first input if the right input is lower than it. So if the first input, let's say, is 11 and the right input is 10, it will pass through the 11 through here. Just demonstrate it. So right now the input is 8, and let's set this 10 over here. It will not pass through because it is lower than 10. But if I were to set this to 7, 8 is more than 7, so it will pass through the 8, just like that. That's how the greater than gate works. Lastly, the relay gate, the way that it works is that it's kind of like an AND gate where you need both of them to give an output, but it will pass through the power of the first one, of the left input. So the left input is basically like what power you want to set it. So we'll set it to 7. So right now there's going 7 input on the left one, but the 0 output in this one. But if the right input is powered by any means, it'll pass through the first input, which is 7, just like that. And that's how the relay works. Also, the number interfaces are basically just an output device where you can set whatever power. So, and by the way, this is called power. So the output of this power is 10 power. We'll just call it the output, and it's 10. So let's get to building this. So in this design that I have here, I have it on my first layer. The way it works is that it separates the 2 digits. So this is the daylight sensor sets it to 24 hours. So it goes from 0 to 24, like you can see here, 0 to 24. And what it does is it separates the 2 digits. So it separates the first digit from the second digit, and that's how you can get it to display on here. You cannot just directly hook it up, because what will happen is the displays can only support up to 0 to 10. 0 means off, so you can see 0 is off, and 10 just means 0. So 10 literally just means it'll show 0, and 1 means it'll show 1, 2 means it'll show 2, and because this is a 14 segment display, anything above 10 it'll start showing letters. But we don't want it to show letters, we want it to show time. So we want it to basically not show anything above 10. We'll get to that for a reason. Also, I think I forgot to mention how these two works. NOT gate, basically it what it does is that it gives an output if there is no input. So right now it's giving no input, it has no input, so it'll give an output of 10, just like that. And if there is an input, let's say power does not get to this one, it will not give any power, and it does not pass through the power. It will only give 0 or 10, so it gives binary. So it only gives zeros and tens, which is, you can count that as 1. And the display here, it's a bit complicated to show. Let me just bring it here. This is the front, this is the back, you can see that this is basically powered by whatever. Here's one. This is the 14 segment display. Right now it's that is at 9. Let's set this to let's set it to 5. It'll show 5, just like that. And the 14 segment display is special because it can show letters. So once it gets 11, like above 11, it'll start showing letters. So 11 is the first letter, which is A, and it shows from 1 to 26. So 10 plus 126, you'll get letters. So A is 11, B is 12, and then X is 34. Let's go put 34. X 34, and then Z is 36. Just like that. That's really cool. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that right now. We'll just do something else. We don't want it to show time only, so we don't want it to show anything above 10. And the NOT gates are here on the digits because we want it to show 0 when it's off. So now it'll show 0 when it has no input, which is nice. Also, you don't have to worry about any of these things. As you can see, you can power each and every single input. You can power each and every single part. You don't need to worry about that. This input is the cool one. This input, however, this one is for color. So let's say I have this powered at now. You can set whatever color to it from 1 to 10. So let's set it to 1. It will become red. Just like that, it becomes red. And it goes off of like rainbow. So red is 1, orange is 2, and so on and so forth. Let's put 7. That should be like pink. Yeah. And then I think it goes like silver. It's one of them. It's purple. That's violet, I think. We have this, which is just really bright white. And I think 10. Oh, 10 is just black. So it's just you can't even see it. That's interesting. Okay. So yeah, that's how the color thing works. And the top part is an output. I don't know. This thing is very weird. It doesn't output whatever the number is put in. It outputs 10 if this is powered. So if this is powered, it will output 10. And if it's not powered, it will not output anything. And I don't know what's the purpose of this. I don't know if people will find it. I don't know how this works. But they just say that, okay, this is it. That's all you need. We're just going to put this here. So it shows 0 and 0. And then whenever we put an input, these will turn off. And we'll just get to that in a bit. So let's get to work finally. That's how I explain everything. All the gates here. Let's build this. So what we want to do is that we want to take the first digit off of this. So right now it's at 12. I mean, it's 12. It's 12 time or 12 p.m. right now. We want to show the first digit only, which is 2. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to take this output. I'm going to pass it through this one. And I'm going to pass it through this one again. Basically, we're passing this input through and it's through these two calculators, and we're going to minus off of it. Now, we're only going to minus it only if it's over 10. So right now, it is over 10. So we're going to put this 10 number interface into the more than thing here. And then we're going to put the daylight sensor here. Just like that. Now, since this is more than 10, it will output 12. It will output the left side because it is more than 10. However, we can't just straight up correct it here because this is 12. We wanted to minus 10 off of this so that it outputs 2. So we're going to use the relay. So we're going to output the orange here. And then we're going to put this to the relay so that it will power the relay. Also, I should probably make this easier to see. Let me just do this. Just like that. So now we can see that. So now we can see that whenever this is over 10, it will power the relay. Then the relay will output a value of 10 to then minus the input, and it'll be now remove the 10. So now it shows 3, which is really nice. Now we want us to do it again because this is a 24-hour clock, not a 12-hour clock. So We want this to remove the 20 when it does become that. We'll have to wait for a bit, but let's do that. Let's do the same thing again. So we want this input here. Right now you can see it's at 13, but we actually want this one. So it's 3. So when this becomes over 10, we want it to output. So let's put this red here. So that. So it's now an input of 3. We'll put the 10 again from this orange, or like from this one. Let's make it more tidier. Like that. It'll power this one. So now if it is more than 10, it'll give an output. We want to do the same thing. So we want it to turn the relay on, and we'll want the relay to also output 10 again. And then last but not least, we want this to power the calculator again. Just like that. Here's an edit. I accidentally put 10 in the greater than buttons. You want to put 9. I just forgot to put it. I'm going to put pink. I'm going to put 9 on this. Just a little edit because I just forgot to put it, and just don't listen to that part. So now we have the first digit completely emptied out, because we won't have to do more of this, because the 2 is the highest for the second digit, which is the 10 hour, 20 hour, that point. So now we can place this, and we can put it to our timer here, which is this. We can put it to the display. So we're going to put it to the first digit, which is this one. Place it to that, and then we can also copy the wire from there, and then we can also unpower the logic gate. The NOT gate, just like that. So now it'll unpower the NOT gate, make it not produce a power of 10. So then the other power can go through, and it'll put whatever number it is, which is 4 right now, and it's because it's 14 right now. So that's just the first digit done. Now we have to go to the second digit. The second digit it's pretty easy, because we already have the first digit done, but they have to do something interesting. Because you can only show numbers of 1 to 10 on this, you cannot go above. You have to make the 20 and 10s into 2s and 1s. And we want to make it so that it doesn't give the first digit at all. We want it to now show the second digit only. And since we already made something to show the second digit just by itself, the first digit but just by itself, we can now just take the first, like the output from the daylight sensor. I'll just do it like this. So now we have the input of the first daylight sensor, and then we can just minus with this one to this. And now we'll get an output of 10, just like that. So now it'll literally just show the second digit only. So it will now show it's 10 or 20, but we need to make it so that it shows 1 or 2. So we're going to divide it by 10 by using this. We're going to pass it all the way around, just like that. Now we have an output of whatever the second digit is, which is now 10. So now we can place this into the second digit. As you can see, it says 16 because it is 16, and that's it. And that's it. So this should show whatever the time is on the wire here. Yeah, it's pretty difficult just to make a clock, just to turn this single input into a clock. But this is one of the more simple. This is like one of the simplest ones I could make, or I could think of. It uses about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 parts in between the daylight sensor and the segments, and it's 15 if you consider all of it together as one. So that's like 15 different logic parts to make a single clock, and this is just the first 2 digits. But yeah, that's the clock. An interesting thing is that daytime is slower than nighttime. Nighttime is faster than daytime. Nighttime is twice as fast as daytime. So this clock will actually go faster during nighttime from around like I can't remember exactly, but around 12, well, I mean 24 or 00 to 6. Can't remember exactly, but it's during those times it'll go faster. I think it's even going faster now. I don't know, but it takes around 1 minute usually to an hour for an hour to pass, and it then takes 30 seconds for an hour to pass during nighttime. I think you can see it from this clock here. So when it does go to 30, around 30-ish, it should go to 23, I think. Let's just wait. Yep. So not even at 30. It just went to 26 and then went to that. So it's super weird. But because we made a clock that just shows like the 23-hour time, like the hour time only, we don't really need to worry about it. My one does show the seconds, but it's a bit scuffed because it's not exactly the seconds. It's kind of just a fake seconds, really. It's just like an addition circuit added to the clock, and it resets whenever the clock changes, 24-hour thing changes. But you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, this is how to make a clock. If you guys understood that, well, that's how you make a clock. This took me 3 takes to make this, and I even got it wrong on the first one. It's so annoying. But anyway, I'll just yeah, I hope you guys understood whatever the explanation was. This is my clock. It's at 00 now because it is at 0. It's also 0 here. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, wrong thing. Bye.